Hello, everybody. It's my NHL Pearls of Wisdom time. I'm Pearlo Wisdom, and you're listening to the Pearlo Wisdom Show. Oh my gosh, and I've got an echo again. Do I? Do I have an echo? No, I can just hear myself backwards, but it's not an echo. Okay, cool. All right, how you doing, everybody? I gotta find you all again. I gotta get back on here. So we had some wonderful times last night, didn't you? I got to find you guys all again because I shut it all down to restart it. But what a crazy night last night. It was nutty. It was crazy nutty. It was as nutty could be. I lost, well, fortunately for me, I got like my smaller picks right, which made up for a lot of my bigger picks that I did not get right because it was pretty dangerous out there last night. uh, Carolina, we'll get into it here in a bit as I bring you all back again on the YouTube. There we are. Cody, how you doing? CL, nice to have you, my friends. Uh, so here we are back at get everybody in here, and we'll look at our picks from last night, and we'll talk about all the games. There wasn't really any huge business going on as far as trades or anything like that. I mean, we're getting to the rumor mill though. You won 3-1. Sweet. Yeah, I know. PLs, but I mean, how do you not? Some of those games, like you weren't getting anything on Tampa Bay ML. I would have been fine. I would have hit a parlay. Well, you know, because you're a Patreon member. If you would, we would have hit a parlay if Chicago wouldn't have crapped the bed so hard. I didn't know that Ropa Hintz was going to be in. If I would have known that Ropo Hintz was going to be in, I wouldn't have took Chicago last night. Yeah, I mean, how much is Coyle making right now? I better bring all this stuff up here again. Coyle, how much is Coyle making right now? Charlie Coyle. Look at that. I can do it all by myself. 5 million? What's it to? Oh boy, he's got a lot of years, eh? But I think he's going to be a third line center for a while. I don't know. Like at 5 million, it's a little rich, but I mean, it's not horrible. It's almost, and as it goes down, it's probably tradable if you need to, because the longer that goes, the more value 5 million is going to be. So it's not too bad. 1 assist and 2 hits, nice. Did you count your hits while you were doing it? Did you like go into the corner, hit somebody, and go one, and just, and then later on you hit two? Did you do that? Because that would be cool if you did that. Um, so the big New. Okay, first of all, we're going to be having. I'm going to be posting. I should have posted the video beforehand so you could all check it out. But watch for a video I'm going to be posting here. We did a 1 hour show on the North trade deadline. Trade deadline in the Northern Conference. So that'll be fun to watch. You got to check that out. The call, you should have though. Yes, you should. You should have a little ticker. Got a little ticker with you. Just put it in your glove. I don't know where you're gonna put it though. You can't put it in your glove. You'd have to put a little spot in your top of your pants there. So sew it in there. Little ticker. Every time you hit somebody, just tick. There we go. Put it back in there. That would be pretty cool. Especially to the guy you hit, eh? Just one. Oh, I gotta get it all hooked up here because we gotta go into our games. We'll see what everybody got. There's some pretty crazy games. Oh, and I gotta share this out too. Hey everybody. I'm gonna share this out and then we're gonna go do see how we did on our games. See if anybody gets a Pearls of Wisdom necklace or what have you. Okay, I'll share this to Twitter. You guys have my Twitter. It's Pearlo's POW or Pearlo's NHL POW at Pearlo's NHL POW. Come on there now and we can have a good chat right now. If you can also go to my Facebook page, just look up, just go to Facebook and go Pearlo's NHL, Pearlo NHL or whatever, search it, and you'll find it pretty quick, I imagine. I don't think there'll be anybody else there that has that sort of thing. Do we got Jacket in here yet? Oh my gosh, we got lots of people in here. Sorry. I'm just sharing this out so we can get more people in the land. Very important that we do that, right? Yeah. Go to my Patreon. You can go to my Patreon if you want. You download the Patreon app. Search for BPAL Picks. And if you go there, I'll give you a free month. If you go there, just tell me it's you and I'll give you a free month. Take the largest package and I'll pay you right back. You can cancel whenever you want. All of that stuff like that. So sometimes I get people coming over here from the lives doing that. Come join the Frolic. Okay. We are ready to go now. So, we're going to start with the Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. So, yesterday, we'll go over what everybody picked first. Sasha, how you doing? Pearlo dance for you. Pearlo dance for you. Pearlo dance for you. We will talk about those crappy Flyers. We certainly will. There's the worst defense is, oh, it's disgusting. I have, my two favorite teams are the Oilers and the Flyers. Both of them might have the worst defense in the league. Maybe who else would have worse? San Jose, maybe. Like horrible defense, terrible to watch. Uh, so Jacket had. We're gonna look at Rangers Penguins first though. Jacket had the Pens 4-2. I gotta bring it up on my thing here too, right? Right. Sasha had the Rangers 3-1. Didn't get that one. Nice try though. Well played. Participation award for you, my friend. The GOAT had the Penguins 5-3. Pearlo had the Penguins 6-3. Hot Takes John, the GOAT too, had 4-3 almost. CL had 5-1 Penguins. And I must have put him in there. Somebody Hot Takes changed it to 3-1. Somebody else had a 3-1, but I can't read my writing. So, anyways, Isles in first place, and they're going to stay there. You could very well be right. They're playing very well. So the Flyers game, I watched a lot of that game. The Rangers game. Rangers versus Penguins. Here's a little note you want to know. The Penguins play Buffalo 8 more times in the second half, and New Jersey 6. 14 games they play against New Jersey and Buffalo. So I did not pick the Penguins to make the playoffs, and it looks like they may. Now, the Penguins were outshot 35-27 yesterday, and honestly, I thought the Rangers played really well. The problem is, and the reason why I picked the Pittsburgh last night was Kincaid was in net, and he's just not an NHL goaltender anymore. NVM? Never mind? Is that what you meant? Is that what that means? He's just not an NHL goaltender anymore. Kasperi Kapanen, though, looks great on the Malkin line. Malkin looks like he woke up. It's like, time to wake up now. Hello. Oh, we're playing hockey. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, he looks like he woke up. And you never can count out a team led by Sidney Crosby. This guy gets everybody on his side on a team. He's going to go down as one of the greatest leaders of all time. This team should not be even close to the playoffs on paper with the defense they have, but they just get the most out of what they have. As far as, like I said, the Rangers didn't play that bad, but Kapanen looked great there. Ryan Strome looked really good last night for the Rangers. Lafreniere actually didn't get anything last night, but he's looking better and better every game. Looks like he's going to be okay, and I think everybody thought that. He's just a really young kid. Playing during COVID with a lot of weird stuff going on and all of that. Pretty tough to be your best in that situation. Besides that, true, but Fox, I'll tell you, Fox, he looks like he could almost Leech levels. He is so good. He is such a great defenseman. It was fun to watch him last night. It was like I said, Kincaid couldn't stop pucks very well. It did all right, but the Rangers really need more than all right with their defensive liabilities that they have with Smith and Jack Johnson. I mean, they've really only got a top 4D. So they can't afford to have a third string goaltender in there. But they played well. They played as well as they could. Just Pittsburgh finds a way, right? It's just the way it is. Even with Cody Ceci playing 17 minutes, like Matheson, finally his numbers went down. I'm surprised Pettersson didn't play more. They're really throwing. Demelin comes in after injury and he's already playing 22 minutes again. That's interesting. But Brendan Lemieux was out last night. Does anybody know about that? Like, does he have an injury? I never heard about it. but he didn't play last night. And hopefully they're thinking of trading him because my Oilers would be all over better be all over that all day. We could really use a guy like that. Anyways, that's really all I got to say about the Pittsburgh game. Malkin is playing actually pretty good, I have to admit. Surprisingly so. Malkin is playing not too bad now. Maybe it was a little kick in the pants with Crosby out there for a little bit and he got to be engaged and the guy for a bit. And I don't know, got a good feeling about himself, get some confidence about himself. Pittsburgh is 11-2 at home. I know, that's cray-cray, right? The schedule seems to be working out perfect for Pittsburgh. They had less games this month, the first half, and they're going to have more games the second half. So they're going to have more back-to-backs and all of that. But it's going to be against mostly weaker competition. So it looks like Pittsburgh's going to make the playoffs. And we'll get into, let's go into the next game then, which I have a feeling I know which game that's going to be. Yes, this horrible... Oh, come on. There we go. Sabres versus Flyers. So the Sabres scare the crap out of everybody, especially everybody pretty much. If you're a person that does likes to make picks here, if you were going for the Pearls of Wisdom necklace, you must have been shaking in your boots there when Buffalo was up 3-1, except for one person, right? What do we have here? Let's say what we got. Who had what here? Sabres versus Flyers. We had Jacket had 6-1 Flyers. H&R had 4-3 Sabres. He almost pulled it off. He's the only one that wasn't stressing. Nobody else had the Sabres, right? Sasha had 4-1 Sabres. I'm sorry. Wow. CL had 7-2 Flyers. Goat had 5-1 Flyers. Hot Takes John had 4-3 Flyers. I had 6-3 Flyers, and Sasha had 4-1 Flyers. And this Flyers team has just got the most pathetic defense in the land for sure, by far. It is absolutely diabolical how many pucks that they give up in their defensive zone, just passing them. Gustafsson had one particular pass, and it's usually him, last night, that to me looked like he obviously had a bet on the other team to win. It was that bad. It was like, check to see if that guy has a bet for the other team to win, because it was as clear as pass to the slot as you could possibly get. I don't know what the heck he was thinking. I had no idea. I don't know what he's thinking most of the time. Of course, he's an NHL player and I'm not. So Hayes had a good game. Montour scored his first last night. And then Claude Lemieux came back, tied it up with in the second. Is that the second period? Yeah. And then, Gostisbehere tied it up in the third on the power play. Gostisbehere is scoring some goals, which is great for Philadelphia, but overall, a pathetic performance. I was saying that yesterday, that they not only had to win this, they had to really, really, really win this. And then, of course, we got to talk about Carter Hart. What's going on, man? Carter Hart, what did he stop? Got stopped 5 of 8 last night. Absolutely looked horrible on most of the goals. And then Elliott came in and calmed things down a little bit, but I don't know. Did anybody see us having problems with Carter Hart? Now, Philadelphia did outshoot the Sabres and overall kind of outplayed them, but not convincingly. For the most part, I think their main problem is Carter Hart and the goaltending. When he's in net, they look nervous, like they don't want to make a mistake because it's going to score or something like that. I don't know. I can't really answer that one, except somebody's got to get through to Carter Hart, because the Flyers aren't making the playoffs if Carter Hart's playing like this, plain and simple. No doubt about it. If you're just barely beat Buffalo, That's insane. Skinner had a hit last night. I wanted to mention that. Skinner hit somebody. I probably by mistake. I didn't personally see it, but should have been on the highlight reels. That's a rare finding. That's a rare sighting right there. That would be like, yeah, seeing like the rarest bird in the land right there. To see Skinner hit somebody. Overall, Buffalo still did not play well. That was the thing. Buffalo really didn't play that great. They just threw pucks on the net, and Carter Hart didn't stop them, and they got away with it, and almost took it home. So we can talk about if they had a goaltender besides Johansson, who's just a kid. It's not even sure if he's really going to make the NHL yet. They would have won that game last night, probably. They're playing Irwin, though, 18 minutes and 39 seconds. They got this Bryson kid. He's a fourth rounder. I don't notice him out there too much, but he plays 22 minutes a night as a rookie. And they just keep on playing him and playing him and playing him. Gosh Spear played 20 minutes last night. Gustafson played 13 minutes, and you don't want that. I don't want him playing any minutes. Hag played 8 minutes. So anyways, Flyers are going to need to get some defense at the deadline and get somebody to do some voodoo on Carter Hart for sure, because that was absolutely diabolical last night. Great over team. Yeah, I did have the over. Over saved me last night. That's true. I had Philadelphia I think I had Philadelphia. No, I had Philadelphia and reg and the over. So my reg screwed me, and then I got the over on it, which covered it a little bit. I gave it to you, Coast Quan. Say hi to Coast Quan, everybody. Give some hype to Coast Quan. I gave it to you in go to it, Coast. Go to my last. I gave you the link. Go check it out, buddy. And if anybody wants free Patreon, you can go follow. Just look up BPOW. Just BPOW, search engine BPOW. It'll come up too. You can do it many ways. But I have the link in my last video, so you can go there and get it. All right, our next game, the Bruins versus the Islanders. And the Islanders can't beat the Bruins, and there's a little special thing that happened here. So we're going to be talking about that. But first we'll go into what everybody had. The GOAT had 4-2 Islanders. The big Bruins fan that's what happens when a Pearls of Wisdom necklace is on the line. You'll even go against your team, right? You'll just like, screw my team. I want a POWN right there. A POW necklace. So Jacket had the Islanders 2-1. Boom. Pearls of Wisdom necklace for Jacket coming your way. Melissa, don't go out, so don't leave yet. Jacket. Oh, we got another one too. I'll get since you're just leaving, I'll give you another one because no, it's just Jacket. No, just Jacket. Okay, yeah. Grab a Pearls of Wisdom necklace on your way out. Give him a yellow one this time. You're getting a yellow one this time. And send him out there. He got it. Woo! Let's have some hype for Jacket. Woo! Pearl it is. Everybody. Okay. How about now? Hockey fan, how you doing, buddy? Hawks fan. Nice. Hawks fan. We'll talk. You're not very happy today. Not happy today at all. Oh, you just changed your name. Okay, Cody. All right. Who else did we have? We had John Hot Takes had 3-1 Bruins. CL had 2-1 Bruins. Jacket 2-1 Islanders. We got that already. I got you twice. Pearlo had 3-2 Islanders, and I liked 2-1, but you already took it, so I didn't. And then Sasha took 2-1 Bruins. Did you? Oh, wow. We haven't got to that game. Did I miss you? Oh my gosh. She gets 2. Holy smokes. But was it 4-2? It was 4-2. Wow. I missed that. You nailed it. 2. I don't even know what to do for that. That's our first 2-time winner. We'll send you one signed by all the Steel Flyers crew. There you go. We'll have to wait though because Melissa just went out. She's gonna have to wait till she comes back. She's gonna be very upset with me. She went all the way. She Pearlo coptered all the way to your house and then has to go right back again. But it's okay. It's her job. It's the way it is. So, Bruins versus Islanders. I watched this game. The Islanders just played the Islanders game, man. Give me back here. Islanders played their normal Islanders game, really. Oh, come on. There we go. Nothing too fantastic. And that's the way the Islanders win. The Islanders win, and you're like, yeah, they didn't do much. Brock Nelson had a nice rebound goal. They play like the Islanders do. The thing was, it went into overtime, and I'm like, oh, it's over. The Islanders suck at overtime. Did you watch that overtime? Like, when as soon as the Islanders go 3-on-3, they're just absolute basket cases. They just don't have any idea what they're doing at all. It's unreal. They come out, they shoot, they give up possession constantly. They shoot from stupid angles, everything, and they just got away with it. Varlamov bailed them out a little bit. Somebody asked about Charlie Coyle. He played 16 minutes last night, but he didn't have any hits. Charlie Coyle should not be playing a full game and not hitting anyone. So that's not good. He didn't have a shot on goal or a hit. Overall, Boston just was holding on the whole game. They really need to get some players off injury. That's pretty much. They got too many young guys playing on their D-line right now that, Vakanainen, he doesn't look bad, Vakanainen, but he's not ready yet. Like, he's not ready to be a full-timer for sure. Zaboral played 22 minutes last night. That is crazy. And McAvoy, of course. And then Jared Tenorti played 17 minutes. And I like Jared Tenorti, by the way. I think he's great. Yeah, they are strong. I mean, again, you're looking at Trotz gets another coach of the year. Probably not this time because they're starting to get so used to Barry Trotz always making teams great that you're not going to see it. What I love about Barry Trotz is he plays players different ice times every game to give them a break. And he'll play some guys a lot more one game and then less. Beauvillier played 17 minutes last night. Looked really good. Scored the OT, I believe. Didn't he score the OT? Yeah, he scored the OT winner. Looked great. Wallstrom back to 10 minutes again, his normal, that's where he should be. But overall, just a regular game that the Islanders do. I guess to talk about is DeBrusk. DeBrusk getting scratched. The Isles are 11-0-2 at home, just like Pittsburgh's. Pittsburgh's playing crazy at home. I guess we should just take Isles all day, right? At home. They can't lose at home. Okay, let's go to our next game. Devils versus Capitals, and unbelievable. Were the Capitals up 4-1 in this game? 1, 2, 3, 4-0. 5-0? Were they up 5-0? 1, two, three, four. Oh no, New Jersey came back and scored two. And then they came back in the third and scored another one. Igor Sharangovich, the rookie, scoring. And then Damon Severson scoring finally to tie it up and just wrecked my cards. I thought I had this one in the bag. I wasn't even watching it. I got that one in the bag for sure. Washington goes up. But Washington has a tendency to do that sort of stuff, to take their foot off the pedal and stop concentrating. It's pretty crazy. Oh, good, you're here. That's good. But give the Devils credit. They did come back. They took a lot of shots on Vanacek. Vanacek's just a young kid. I've been saying all along, when is this kid going to start collapsing, because they're playing him so much. And it wasn't just him. It was the whole team just took their foot off the pedal last night. Did I miss you? Yes, of course, HNR. Smith looked fantastic last night again. Played 23 minutes on defense for New Jersey. Ryan Murray came back off the injury list for a couple days, I imagine. Okay, I don't know why it didn't work, but I'll try after I'm done my live here, Coast. I'll send another link to you. I don't know why it didn't work. That's weird. I don't know if I can copy. Let me try to copy and paste it here. Let me try to copy and paste it here to you in here. I don't know if that'll work or not, but I'll try. There you go. Try that. I did lots of Pearlo dancing today already. Yes. I Pearlo danced for, who was it? Sasha nailed, or no, Jacket nailed the Islanders score. So I Pearlo danced for that. And yeah, I've been Pearlo dancing all day, man. Vatanen took a crazy hit last night. I don't know how he is. He got smoked pretty good, but it looks like he's okay. PK Subban is now, he was the minutes leader all year, and now Ty Smith's taken the minutes, or at least last game Ty Smith took the minutes away from him, played him 23 minutes. Like I said, Ryan Murray's come in, probably he'll come in and play a couple games and go right back on the IR like normal, I imagine. Oh gosh, can't watch that. Shoot, that sucks. As far as Washington is concerned, like I said, I didn't watch much of this game, so I'll see if there's any. Looks like Kuznetsov only played 12 minutes last night. Why the heck is that? Who took his minutes? Eller took his minutes. They're playing Eller more. Wow, we'll have to look into why that is. I know he just came off the injured reserve, so maybe that was it. Chara playing 17 minutes. Vanacek stopped 23 of 27. They got to start playing Samsonov more, I would say. Anyways, Verana Potts hit 10th and a nice one in OT to save this game. Because if Washington loses this game, ooh boy. Yeah, not as bad as if Philly would have lost that game, but pretty darn bad. Okay. What do we got next? Next game. Hurricanes, another one that was like, another game that was scary. Carolina Hurricanes and Nashville Predators. Once you get on the page, it should tell you everything you need to know there. You just go to a tier, say which tier you want, and then put all your information in, and voila, you'll be there. And just tell me who you are, and I'll reimburse you right away. So the Hurricanes and the Predators, the score was 3-2. I have a feeling somebody's going to hit this one right on. No. Nobody hit this one right on. It was 3-2 Carolina. The GOAT had 5-2 Hurricanes. Jacket had 5-2 Canes. Sasha had 4-2 Canes. Sasha came close. Hot Takes John had 5-4 Preds. Sasha again 4-2 Canes. I had him twice. CL had 3-0 Canes. Ranch had 3-1 Canes. He came close. Pearlo had 5-1 Canes. And Hockey News Reports had 7-1 Canes. And let me tell you, I want to talk a little bit about this game. Okay, the Hurricanes really outplayed the Preds. Rene played one of his better games he's played this year, and I doubt that's going to keep on going like that. Yeah, right. Okay, you're back, Hawks fan. Thank you. It's funny that this Nashville Predators started playing well as soon as Duchesne goes on the injured reserve list. There's lots of, like, I've heard a few players say that Duchesne whines a lot. He's a whiner. And he complains a lot. And now Duchesne leaves, and this team all of a sudden starts, maybe not winning, but being competitive. I mean, Carolina's a solid team, and they were a rested team last night. There really had no business even coming close to losing that game last night. From what I saw, Carolina played fairly well too. So it's not like they dropped the ball completely. But Jordan Staal has been a beast this year, and he played fantastic last night. Jordan Staal got his 10th goal last night. He was playing all over the ice. He was hitting like crazy. Matt Benning scored his first as a Nashville Predator. Good for you. That's cool. Right on. Ryan Johansson got his second of the year. That you don't want to see that. Paying a guy $8 million a year, and he just scored his second goal. Now, I know he was injured, but still. Nashville didn't play that bad. It looks like they're trying to play like super defensive now. And like to the point where it's just too much. They're trying to find a balance between their defense and their offense. So they're starting from the basics and just playing a very defensive game and keeping players to the outside, not giving up quality shots, all that kind of stuff like that. Kind of like what the Islanders do, but Islanders have a much better transition. That's from what I watched last night. They keep on rolling with Tolvanen, and I got to give him credit for that. He's starting to get some points now too. Hines has not stopped giving Tolvanen ice time over and over and over again. Just trusting him. And I like a coach that does that. In our trade deadline show, which you can watch when I post it, or you can go to I don't know if John's posted it yet, or Steel Flyers, or one of them. You can check them out there. We did a show. We talked a little bit about that, but it was mostly about the Canadian division. But we talked about Ekholm and where he may go there, where he may go. I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to watch it. The Canes, Niederreiter's still playing fantastic. The whole team is just rocking. And they got to get Hamilton signed up. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. They can't let that guy go. He played fantastic last night. Nedeljkovic didn't have his best night last night, but he still played pretty good for a young kid. Anyways, good game overall. Really enjoyed it. And when you consider that Nashville had also, before game time, Roman Josi is on the injured reserve for them now. Not good there. I mean, for a team that was already pretty much looked like they were out of it, having Roman Josi leave that on D is probably the death knell. But, I mean, we'll see. But I find it very hard to believe they're going to be able to do much of anything without him in the lineup now. So the next game we got to is Panthers versus the Blue Jackets. And The Blue Jackets still look not great, but they did get 40 shots on goal last night. It is so weird watching that team. I watched them for a period, and I didn't look like a team that just got 40 shots on goal. It looked like a team that was kind of scrambly, wasn't finishing its checks and all that kind of stuff like that. It's still a team that's trying to figure itself out. And they need Korpisalo. They need a better goaltender than Korpisalo. Really, that's really what it comes down to. Yeah, they kept him in the AHL though, but even in the AHL, Tovanen wasn't putting up huge points. Sounded like some maturity issues there with Tovanen. It sounded like some maturity issues there with Tovanen. But the big story here was that Bobrovsky playing against his old team. He stopped 38 of 40 shots. Now, from what I saw, they weren't all that quality of shots. But yeah, I'm not really. I think it was they didn't play very. He didn't get many points in the Myers. They weren't very quality of shots from what I saw. Now, I didn't watch the whole game. If anybody did watch more of it, but it's still. You still, if you're a Florida fan or you're in the organization, you want to be seeing Bob Bobrovsky stop stuff like that at $10 million a year, 38 of 40 shots. Kind of gives you a sigh of relief. Some guys that stuck out. Gustav Forsling's playing very good. I think he's solidified his raw roster spot there now. If I'm Seattle, because they're going to have to protect 3, right? So it's going to be, I think Yandel's got a no movement clause. Maybe if they can convince him to waive it. Otherwise, they're going to have difficult decisions there. They're going to have to leave. They'll probably take Weegar, Ekblad, and Yandel. And if I'm Seattle, I'm going to go with Gustav Forsling. He's looking fantastic. He's still a relatively young guy. Came up in the Chicago system and has just worked his way up into a lineup and has looked really good doing it now. Owen Tippett was back in the ice for the Florida Panthers. I didn't really notice him much, and that's really the problem with Owen Tippett right now. He's still young, but he's got to start getting noticed. He is 22 years old now. He was a first-round pick. It's time for him to start getting noticed out there. He's got a great shot, but he's got to add other parts to his game. Maybe I'm going to have to try to walk you through it. Create a page. That's weird. I'm going to have to try to walk you through it. Maybe that's why I'm not getting anybody. It should just send you to the front page. I'll try looking it up on another account, and then I'll try to walk you through it after the live here. Okay, Montreal when we get to Montreal. But Florida's just getting her done with what they got. Mason Marchment playing 16 minutes and 45 seconds. Hot Takes Hockey brought him up yesterday. And he had 4 hits, 4 shots on goal. He was an Oilers draft pick, and they pretty much just let him go. And here he is putting up some numbers. Noel Acciari, man, they've got some gritty guys on here. Lamico, Lomberg, like what a gritty team, hard-nosed team they built there now. So as far as Blue Jackets are concerned, Domi is looking like he is not going to. Yeah, download the Patreon app. Go to the Patreon app, and then search for BPAL. Try that. But it should be really easy. I haven't had anybody have a problem before. Laine played 19 minutes. Laine is, what did he have? Laine is definitely looks like the best player on the team for sure, night in and night out. But overall, there's a lot of underperformers here. Foligno played fantastic, as Folignos usually do. Roslovich, from what I saw last night, did not look good at all. He only played 11 minutes and 50 seconds last night. Probably the worst game I've seen him play for Columbus. And then, of course, their defense. Nobody looked terrible on their defense. Yeah, it was okay. It's just Corpusalo only let a groaner in, and it kind of took the wheels off. And they just don't look like they're connecting as a team still yet, and probably going to have to mail it in this year. It doesn't look like the Blue Jackets are going to be able to pull it out this year. Carter Verhaeghe scored his 9th last night. He doesn't stop scoring for them. It's pretty cool. Now let's go to the Jets and the Leafs. I think that's what's next. No. Yeah, Jets and the Leafs. Okay. Goat had 4-3 Leafs. So, no. Jacket had 2-1 Leafs. Hot Take Hockey, who is a Leafs fan, also had 4-3 Leafs. Sasha had 3-1 Leafs. CL had 6-3 Jets. Hockey News Reports had 6-2 Jets. Pearlo Wisdom, on the other hand, 4-3 Jets. But it was in overtime. I said in overtime. But I got the score right, so I'm taking the Pearls of Wisdom necklace anyways. I don't care what you say. So anyways, I wanted to watch this game, but I didn't have much on it last night in this game. I didn't have much. So the Leafs outshot the Jets 39-23. Apparently Hollebuck looked fantastic last night, which for the Jets is great because they really need him to get back to where he was before. Several people had 4-3 Leafs. Who else had 4-3 Leafs? Hot Take had it. Goat had 4-3 Leafs. Two people had 4-3 Leafs. I didn't watch much of this game, so I'll skim over it. I'll just say it's really good that Matthews stops him, that Hollebuck stopped so many shots. Matthews got his 20th goal last night. A late goal that really kind of didn't really mean. Yeah, it put him one goal in with 2 minutes left, but they couldn't finish it off. Mason Appleton has 7 goals this year. Anybody see that coming? Yeah, Blue Jackets are in Enigma. Hello, CL. Thanks for coming in. Kyle Connor potted his 12th last night. Josh Morrissey got his first of the year. I would have thought he would have had more than that by now. But he's playing very defensively because they don't really have too many guys to play that. Okay. When we're talking about that, with the new show, I'm going to post that tonight, so be watching out for it. We did a 1-hour program on the trade deadline with the North Division, and we talk a lot about it here. Winnipeg is probably going to be doing something here. They look like a pretty solid team this year, and I imagine they're going to want to do something for that defense. We talk about some of the things that they can do for that defense when you watch the video, but I can't tell you everything because then you're going to miss all the excitement from watching the video. So it's about an hour long, so just take some time out there. Tell your wife that you can't do anything for an hour tonight. Whatever you got to do to watch that game. Take it out. Take some time out. Go to bed an hour later. Whatever. As far as Toronto, they apparently played really well. It's just Hollebuck really won this game for the Jets. Joe Thornton, more reasonable 13 minutes last night. That's more like what we're looking for Joe Thornton to be playing. Besides that, pretty normal stuff here. There's Jake Muzzin played 20 minutes. Riley and TJ Brody get most minutes on on Toronto. Now for Toronto, I still think they're going to do more for this defense. Tell me, do you think that Toronto's going to do more on their defense at the trade deadline, or Winnipeg? What do you think Toronto's going to do? So yeah, I didn't watch much of that game. Because I was watching other stuff like Carolina and Philadelphia and all of that, because I had big plays on those games and they needed PLs like a lot of people did, and they didn't come through. It was very aggravating. But those smaller plays I had came in yesterday. I got a lot of really small. All my smaller plays pretty much came in. I had the over and Toronto on there. Or sorry, and Winnipeg, I should say. So, Lightning versus Red Wings, and what the heck happened here now? The Lightning, first of all, what was the score like in the first period? They were down. Like, who would have thought here? Tampa Bay Lightning, they are on the road, but they've got Vasilevsky in net. Vasilevsky dropped the ball a little bit. There was one or two there they probably should have had in the first. Maybe just taking Detroit a little lightly here. They did outshoot them 29-23. For the most part, as I watched it, it just seemed like Detroit got a couple early bounces. No, they were up 2-1 in the first period. And you're thinking, okay, Tampa Bay's going to take it. But what happens? Patrick Nemeth was back in for Detroit too, and he shouldn't be big for any team to be back in, but for Detroit, he's pretty big because they don't really have much veteran defensemen there at all. He was back in, scored a goal last night. Dylan Larkin, first game back from a fairly extended injury, scores last night as well to make it 3-2. Everybody got a scare, but Eric Chernak made a nice little play, pulled the top corner, tied it up, and then Blake Coleman puts it away in overtime from Johnson and Sergachev. Tampa Bay has a way of doing this, though, playing down to their competition. And I was a little concerned because the trends for Detroit Tampa Bay lean Detroit's way, but still, like, Tampa should have absolutely destroyed this game. I think they just took it lightly, and they're not playing their best. Stamkos played almost 20 minutes last night, but they're doing a lot of playing a lot of people a lot of minutes, like the same amount of minutes. Not much discrepancy between the most amount of minutes played and less. So Detroit's looking for the long term here, keeping guys, not overplaying guys and stuff like that. The only exception, of course, is Hedman playing 26 minutes a night like usual. But overall, it was just crazy. Like, Detroit just got lucky bounces, really. It happens. Tampa did outplay them. They probably should have beat them more than they did. Grice, I think it was, looked good again, but his numbers don't show how good of a goaltender he really is. We talk about that in the North Division video that we did today about some teams that might be looking at Grice. I'm sure there will be some teams looking at Grice, and I'll bet you they get as high as a second-round pick for him, to tell you the honest truth. Whew. I just did a lot of talking there, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay. Finally, Blackhawks versus Stars. And then we're going to have lots of times to talk here about our picks and the games for tomorrow. We got a full hour. I've been going through these so quickly. Eric Stahl, we talk about that in the North Division. But sure, I'll give you a little bit of a hint. It's your favorite team. I think we're looking at a possibility that he goes to. Montreal Canadiens. They really could use some more veteran leadership on the center position there. you don't want to be going into the playoffs with two kids like that playing on your top two. So he could take up. He could play top six every once in a while and change things up a little bit. There was also some problems in the room there apparently. And Stahl's the kind of guy that might be able to help that situation. Okay, there's something wrong then. That's why I'm not getting anybody to come over there. Okay, I'm going to have to find out what's going on with that. Thanks, Coast, for doing that. Really weird. That's weird. I'll have a guy look at that. I have my other buddy. He's the one that does all that tech stuff. That's good to know, though. Thank you. So, Stars versus Blackhawks. We had the Stars. Sasha had the Stars 4-3. Jacket had the Stars 3-2. CL had the Stars 5-2. H&R had the Hawks 2-0. Goat had the Hawks 3-2. Irish had the Hawks 4-1. Rickett had the Hawks 4-2. And Pearlo had the Hawks 2-1. So two people took the Stars. And there's not really much to talk about this game either. It was a disaster. Subban, this was the thing I was worried about this game is Subban. And it wasn't just Subban, though. The Hawks just weren't, it wasn't their night. Kuvaranta scored his third goal for Dallas. I didn't know Ropo Hintz was going to be in. I thought he was still injured. That Kivaranta Hintz Robertson line looked really good last night. Pearlo over Steele. Jamie Alexiak got a goal last night. I mean, there was just a slaughter last night. I felt sorry for John because doing the play-by-play for those games is a little tough when they're out of it in the third period. But I was hoping it would at least stay tight, but it certainly did not. Chicago just didn't have it last night. Simple as that. There was not really much to say. They were playing a lot of games on the road, and it looked like it just caught up to them last night. They didn't have any pushback at all. When they got down, they just didn't have the legs to be able to fight at all, hardly. You could say bad things about the whole lineup, really. None of it. Although I thought DeHaan was injured, or did he get injured last night? But I thought DeHaan was injured, and he wasn't, and he ended up playing last night. There was a fight. Camano had a fight last night. That was cool. But besides that, not really much to talk about. The first game back for Klingberg, he played 18 minutes, got a point. I can't believe Philly had to win in a shootout either. If you need, Jamie Alexiak, yeah. Yeah, he's a pretty big boy, and he's learned how to play in his big body now. Plays really well. I don't think that Dallas is going to trade him. They picked him up from Pittsburgh they had them, then they traded him to Pittsburgh, and then Pittsburgh traded him back. And I can't even remember who it was for, so that's not good. But he has fit there like a glove for sure. Okay, boys and girls, I got to take a bit of a break here. We're gonna go to a little bit of a commercial break, and this is fine sponsor for all you pet loving people. We got our fine sponsor here coming at you right now. I'm gonna go grab a drink and be right back.
Greetings. This is Steel Flyers from the Steel Flyers All Sports Network, and we have two very special guests. We are delighted to be joined by Tracy Musser and Nicole Howard from the Canine Country Club Resorts. Tracy and Nicole are both managers for CCC Resorts and work at the Windsor or at the club, one of two locations both in Manheim, Pennsylvania. Congratulations on your 30th year anniversary of being in business. Let me start off by saying this. Steel Flyer stands behind this company 100%. Taken care of Steel Flyer's furry friend for the last 2 years now, and they are a one-stop shop for everything your furry friend needs. In fact, let's find out what our friends at CCC Resorts offer. Nicole, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, thank you. What are some of the great boarding services that you guys offer, and what do we have to do in order to get our furry friends taken care of when we are unable to travel with them?
Well, we like to bring everybody in for a tour first. That way they can see the behind the scenes, they can see where they stay, they can see where they play, and then we explain all of the fun things that we can add on to their reservation, whether it be one of our packages, either a nature walk, a ball time, or even a cuddle time.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Boy, it sure sounds like a resort to me. So how are you today, Tracy?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Tracy, tell me, is it true that you guys have both an indoor and an outdoor pool at the Windsor location?
It is true. We've got one of each, so we're able to offer year-round swimming. The indoor pool is a great option for dogs who are swimming for therapy or rehab. It's got that sloped entry so they can wade into the water. Our outdoor pool is a little bit larger, and it's 4 foot deep the whole way across. And both of them are saltwater pools, so it's really easy on the dog's skin and coat.
Wow, that's very awesome. So then during the summer months, you have a much deeper pool outside and then a sloped entry shallow pool indoors for the dogs. Tracy, tell the folks how we can get some pool time.
Well, the first thing everyone does is come for an intro swim. We use that time to make sure the dog is comfortable in the water. We make sure they know how to get out of the pool safely, and we go over all the pool rules and etiquette with the clients as well. After that, they're able to schedule private appointments where they have the pool to themselves, or they can invite friends and have a whole group swim going on.
So after a dip in the pool, then it would have to be off to the groomers, right? I mean, our furry friends cannot go out looking their best. Nicole, what are some of the great services your top-notch groomers provide?
Our groomers, they specialize in full service grooms. We can do the basics, whether it be just a bath and a brush out or a blowout. Or for the extra pampered pooches, we can do nail dremels, we can do deodorizing soaks, and also facials.
Wow, man, that sounds like a resort if you ask me. Tracy, I know one of the main programs here at CCC Resorts is the WAGS program. The Steel Flyers dog is enrolled in this program. So why don't you tell the folks what is involved in this and how they can get enrolled?
Yeah, the WAGS program is our primary daycare option at the Windsor. It's designed to be a structured program for people who are looking for a set routine for their dog. They all come on the same days each week, which allows them to have set friends, and we know exactly what's going on with each group. So we do a little bit more activities, and we build more into their daily routine there. But we've got other daycare options as well for people looking for a little less commitment. We do an hourly care where you can drop them off and just pay by the hour. We also do a day stay option, which is great for the dogs that prefer human friends instead of making friends with other dogs. And then we have a traditional daycare option as well if you're looking for the occasional outing for your dog.
Wow, there you have it. A full service groomer, a daycare program, and an indoor and outdoor pool. What more could you ask for? Sure seems like CCC Resorts has everything covered. Remember, DOG, depend on God.
Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. When do I think Radulov is coming back? I see somebody put that out there. I don't know. He last I saw, because I keep on looking all the time. Last I saw, he was day to day now, so he should be coming back soon because that's going to be huge for Dallas to get him back. Was it just a fourth round pick? That was it? Wow, that's pretty good to get him for a fourth round pick. That obviously was something to do with salary cap issues for Pittsburgh. I'm sure that's not something that they wanted to do. So, am I working all right? Everything's working all right on my side? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so now we're going to get into tonight's games, which there's only five, so we can do a little talking beforehand. We can kind of connect a little bit. Um, yeah, last I saw, let me look up Radulov here. No, they traded back to the Pens the same pick. Um, cap friendly. No, what I want is injury. I got to get all my stuff up anyways, so NHL injuries today. I can't. I'll see what it says about Radulov. Radulov, yeah, there's some information. Radulov was wearing a no contact jersey, but this is still another encouraging step forward back. On Sunday, he's ruled out for at least another week. So it is another week for Radulov before he's back in the lineup yet. It's just been a lot of different difficulties for the Dallas. They've had to overcome a lot. Watch out for Dallas if they get over all of this stuff. They got the injuries, they had the COVID thing, and all of this stuff creates adversity through the year. And come playoff time, if they're back to normal and they're all healthy again, watch them go for another run like they did last year. Wouldn't surprise me at all. They seem like a team that would they seem like it seems like that could definitely happen that way. Teams that go through adversity like that generally do stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, Alexiak was a beautiful pickup for a fourth round pick. Crazy. Big, everybody, who doesn't want a big defenseman that can move the puck okay, bring physicality. He's not overly physical, but he's physical enough for how his size is just physical in itself. So, pretty cool that they've a nice job by them to be able to get a guy like Alexiak to go with Klingberg and Heiskanen and Lindell. I mean, that defense on paper is pretty freaking solid. Where did everybody go? We're about to start doing our picks and everybody takes off on us here. Can't have that. Anything else you guys would like to talk about before we do our picks? Because I would like to see more people come in the chat before we start doing picks. We need more people than 4. Where is everybody? Yeah, I'm kind of hoping we can get a few more people in for the picks here on, what is it today, Wednesday? Wednesday, I will write it up here, Wednesday, 10th, 2021. Okay, we're starting to get some more people in here. We'll wait. We'll wait. Um, so what else are what else are we talk about today? Um, we thought, oh, you would like this. Somebody brought up the idea of Montreal picking up Eichel. Yeah, that would have been insane if that hot take was right. It would have been terrible for me. Absolutely. Actually, it didn't change anything. Buffalo might as well have won it because I had Buffalo might as well have won it because I had the over and I had Flyers in reg. So they didn't win in regulation. So Buffalo might as well have won it. It would have been good for you, but it would have been 5-4. You wouldn't have got the score right, but you would have been the only one that took the Sabres. So that would have been cool. Okay, it seems like it's going to be a small crowd for our picks. I'll give people a little bit longer, and then we'll go till in 3 minutes we'll start doing picks, regardless of who's here or not. I've told people now over and over again, you got to there's no excuse to be here. You can't be late. There you go. See, they heard me. They heard me. 6 people came in as soon as I said that. CL, yeah, we're doing picks here soon. I'm going to do it in 2 minutes, CL. We got 6 people in. We'll try. Hopefully we can grab a couple more people here before we get started. We don't have many games to do, so we're going to talk a lot about each team and stuff like that too. Yeah, so I mean, what exactly is the thing going on there? We talked about that today, actually, on our meeting. We had a meeting today, and we talked about what exactly did Ducharme do there. It doesn't seem like he's changed all that much on the ice, although they are playing better defensively. That would be about it. I mean, but I'm sure Julian wasn't telling them, hey, don't play well defensively. Mete not going anywhere. But I think it had more to do with whatever was going on in the room there. In the room. I think that was more to do with it than anything. And what'll happen is, if there's a problem in the room, the coach can't seem to solve the problem or whatever. It depends on who it is. If it was Price that was having a problem with Julian, or having a problem and Julian couldn't figure it out, well, you're not going to trade Price. So you got to do something to see if you can get somebody in there to solve this room problem, whatever it was. So that's possibly what it was. It was like Julian can't seem to solve it. So we'll try to bring in another voice in here to be able to say the same thing differently to get it straightened out. So we'll see if that was the case, if I'm right or wrong there. But it's the only thing that makes sense to me. Otherwise, I really can't understand why you would fire Julian and bring in somebody else. The other one is we brought up too, is that Ducharme is way younger than Julian. So they could have thought that Ducharme would end up going somewhere else if they and they didn't want to lose him because he was young. So this was just the time probably to bring him in. Because Julian's getting up there. Who knows how long he coached for, I suppose. I mean, that would be what I would say from there. Okay. So let's start doing our picks, I guess. We can't wait any longer. It's 2:15. If people are late, they're late. I guess that's just the way it is. Okay. The first game we're going to talk about is the Golden Knights versus the Wild. Now, I got to update. I believe it's Fleury against Kakinen here. Last I looked. Yes, Marc-Andre Fleury against Kakinen. Both playing well. Kakinen's got a 2.13 and a 9.24. Playing fantastic. Marc-Andre Fleury still rocking a 1.57 and a 9.43. Heading for another Vezina in his future by the looks of it. As far as injuries, I do believe Vegas is without Stone and Pietrangelo still. Yeah. Oh, wait. Look at that. They got a little message here. It's a game time decision for Stone. Wow, jeez. Game time. How do you make a pick when you don't know if Stone is going to be in or not? Pietrangelo, he went home for evaluation. He's out. So, as far as Minnesota, they're pretty healthy. Ryan Hartman, Johansson, and Rossi. Now, I know both of them have played the same amount of games in the last 10 games. But Minnesota's have almost have been home as of late. Vegas has been on the road for a bit. I would say at this point, Vegas is probably a little more the more tired team. So we got Hockey News reports has 3-1 Knights. CL has 4-1 Vegas. Wow. Who else do we have in here? I don't know. I'll wait a little bit. Pearlo is going to go 3-2. Nay, make that 2-1. Wild. 2-1 Wild. How wild is that? See what I did there? So we got two for... We're going to wait. There's other people in here too. There's more than just us in here. Come on, put your picks in there. If you don't know already, what you do is you take your team... Then you take your picks. And then you take your team, and then you take the score. Tell me what the team is. Tell me what the score is. And I guess while we're doing this, because we have a smaller crowd today, I can probably... Yeah, you know, I got to play that because it sounds like it's really difficult to play those hockey games, eh? They make it so it's like you almost can't really master it too much. Like it sounds pretty amazing. Minnesota Wild, that team is probably going to be buyers at the deadline, don't you figure? We said, oh, they're going to need a center. They're going to need a center. But Eck is playing out of this world. I wanted to bring up what their points production is. Let's do that because we got some time while we're looking at all these games. Stats. Skaters. Minnesota. Let's do that today. We're going to look at each team and who's playing, who's got the most points and all that kind of stuff like that. So Kaprizov, 19 points in 23 games, is pretty much on a runaway. for the Cup this year, or for the Cup. Jeez. Runaway for the Calder this year. Greenway, 18 points in 23 games. We're almost up to the halfway point. Putting up huge numbers, man. Marcus Foligno's having a freaking amazing year. And Eck has got 13 points in 23 games. Not bad for a guy who's really strong defensively, big center. Zuccarello comes in injured and is putting up a point a game. Brodeen's having like a career year with 12 points in 21 games. Fiala's not having a great year. Who would have thought he's not bad though. He got 8 goals. So he's shooting lots. He just doesn't have much for points. It's not terrible. I mean, on a full season, he would be on a, 30 goal pace. So can't really complain about that. Victor Rask, who thought he'd have any points, really? He has been terrible. And then Zach Parise, only 10 points in 22 games. Is this the downturn of Zach Parise now? Ryan Suter only has 8 points. So they got a lot of guys that you didn't expect to be getting points to getting points. And a lot of guys that you did expect to be leading that aren't there in Minnesota. So anyways, how about Vegas? We'll look at Vegas real quick. Let's see if we got anybody saying this. Vegas has played less games because, well, not much less. Mark Stone, who is a game tie now, 27 and 21 games. Awesome. He would have been on over 100-point pace this year. Pacioretty has had a rebirth, 21 points. And Alex Tuck has been amazing for Vegas. He has been fantastic. Minnesota, obviously, is really kicking themselves that they let Tuck go. But they had to protect Dumba to get him. So William Karlsson started off a little light, but he's come back of late. Has 17 points in 22 games. Chandler Stevenson, what the heck? Who saw that coming? 14 points in 22 games. Has fallen off on the point sheet last couple games, though, I noticed. Theodore, lots of scoring in this lineup once they're healthy. Cody Glass, 9 points in 18 games. The only thing I see here is there's not much youth doing the scoring. It's a very veteran team. And of course, Fleury just rocking it right now. Okay, so let's look at our next game since we don't have anybody else. Stevenson's become a stud. From Washington Capitals, they picked him up for a song. Yeah, no doubt about it. Okay. Senators versus Oilers. This is going to be interesting to see what everybody picks for this one. Senators versus Oilers. Goaltending, I don't know if they have. I think Mike Smith is confirmed. Murray is projected. Mike Smith has got some pretty good numbers right now. I'm on the fence on what to do with this game. As far as injuries are concerned, I don't think anything has changed for Edmonton as far as injuries. Archibald is out. Kyle Turris is hurt again, which doesn't really matter because he's no better in the line. Oh, he's got COVID. Kyle Turris is on the COVID thing. Cahoon, Kukuk has been out for a long time. Cassian should be on his way back here soon, but not tonight. That would have been nice for the Oilers to get Cassian back. And Ottawa, not much. And Eastman, Stepan, and still Hoberg. I would almost go back to that kid in goal for Ottawa, the way he's been playing, but probably they won't. So what do we got for Oilers versus Senators, y'all? Let me get back here. Oh, what about games played? weekly schedule. NHL weekly schedule. Since we got all the time in the world, we'll look at every angle. Very important weekly schedule, I find. Okay, Edmonton should be the more rested team by a long shot. Ottawa has been on the road now. This will be 1, 2, 3. This will be their 5th game on the road. They had a back-to-back with Ottawa and then Edmonton, a day off, and then Ottawa. Calgary should slaughter this game. Calgary. Edmonton should slaughter this game. But I don't know if they're going to, honestly. They've been so inconsistent. I can't tell you if they're going to win this or not. So what do we got, guys? Golden Knight or Senators versus Oilers. I think everybody's thinking about it. I know it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I'm not sure what to do for this one. I'm really not sure. I'll let everybody come. I want help from you guys. Are you guys waiting for me to put my score down? Oilers 6-2, going right over the top here. Oilers, what do we got? Who is that? CL has Oilers 6-2. HNR is doing his. Okay, what we'll do is while we're doing this, I'll go over the stats for each team and how many points everybody's got and all that kind of stuff like that. So first we'll go to Ottawa. Ottawa. Get stats. Ottawa. Shabbat's leading the scoring for a defenseman on their team. 19 points in 25 games. That's pretty. Look at how many games Ottawa's played already. Ottawa's played 28 games already this year. That's crazy. Brady Tkachuk has got 18 points in 28 games. Awesome. How many penalty minutes does he have? 34 penalty minutes. Got to be close to leading the league. Drake Batherson has 18 points. Having a fantastic year there. Tim Stützle, 15 points in 25 games as a rookie. Not too shabby, but he's minus 14. Plus minus doesn't tell you everything, but it does tell you a little bit. Quite common for rookies to not be the best defensively, so not much of a surprise. Connor Brown, 14 points. Colin White has, again, that 40-point guy. They always expected him to be more than that. Most of them are even strength. Oh. Hockey News Reports has 2-1 Oilers. Has Oilers 2-1. Dadonov has only got 10 points in 28 games. I have a feeling they're going to trade him at the deadline. He has scored 8 goals, but that was kind of, it seems like a signing that they picked up to trade him at the deadline. Besides that, anybody else interesting? That Artem Zub has 6 points in 19 games. Austin Watson, another guy that they'll probably trade at the deadline, has been having not a bad offensive year for him. 7 points in 28 games. Nick Paul, he kind of carved himself out a niche in Ottawa. 11 points in 28 games is not huge, but not bad for a guy for his skill set. Josh Norris, worried about where he'll probably top out as a 40 to 50 point guy for the team down the road. Eric Brandstrom has come in and did well, got 5 points in 13 games. As far as the Oilers are concerned, Edmonton Oilers get stats. Connor McDavid, of course, 45 points in 27 games. On an 82 game schedule, 25, 20, that's almost times 3. 3 times 5 is 1. 5, 3 times 4. It'd be 130 some points in a 40 in an 80 game schedule. Crushing it. Draisaitl 27, Nugent Hopkins 20 and 27. Tyson Barrie does have 19 points in 27 games. Probably setting himself up for a little better contract next time. Nurse has kind of slipped back a little bit, but 17 points in 27 games is not bad for Nurse. Yamamoto is a guy that they kind of expected more from this year. He's only on a 40-point pace based on an 80-game season. And Puljujärvi, he's finding his spots, but he still hasn't put it all together yet. He's looked all right. Not great. And you could say that for everybody in the Oilers lineup. They just got a lot of guys that are meh. Not much to write home about. Chason's having another good year. He does that every 4 or 5 years. Something like that. Okay, let's go to the next game. Coyotes versus Avalanche. Well, I didn't do mine. Okay, Pearlo. I'm going to go Oilers 4-3. Oilers 4-3. That's what I got. Coyotes versus Avalanche. Okay, let's find out a few things here. Coyotes are 12-10-3. Avalanche are 13-8-2. McKinnon is supposed to be back in tonight. Colorado's been playing on the road for a hell of a long time, from what I remember, or at least been playing a lot of games as of late. Played 4 games last week. This week, second game against Arizona. Yeah, they're playing like 5 games in 7 nights here. That's tough. They're injured, but McKinnon is back. And Arizona's played a lot of games too, but they're more on the road. So, yeah, Darcy Kemper is definitely hurt. Darcy Kemper won't be playing. It should be Ranta. I don't think that's been confirmed yet, but it's been confirmed that Philip Grubauer is in that, and he's very inconsistent. But like I said, McKinnon will be in that. Will be in playing this again, but they're going to be without Makar again and Bowen Byram again. That I know for sure. See, Colorado. JT Compher's out. They got a lot of injuries. Anaheim doesn't have much for injuries. It's just Darcy Kemper and, of course, Marian Hossa, who's never going to play in the league again. So what do you guys got for this one? Oh, and while we're doing that, we'll look up the stats for each team. I know with Arizona, Connor Garland. Hey, Hawks fan, put your picks in for the games, buddy. We got a light crowd here today. We're doing. Right now we're doing Coyotes, Avalanche, but you can put your picks in for Golden Knights versus Wild and Senators versus Oilers too. Kobe That's Colby, right? You can put your picks in for those as well. We're just looking over a couple, killing a little bit of time and looking up who's got the most points for each team and stuff like that. Connor Garland has 22 points in 24 games, having a fantastic season. Wild 2-1 for Colby. Wild 2-1. Oilers 3-2 for Colby. Nice. Clayton Keller, 20 points. They're really happy about that. Clayton Keller putting some points on the board. Yeah, we also missed Minnesota Wild versus Golden Knights. Jacob Chikrin, 18 points in 25 games, and more the guy looks like he might be in the run for a Norris sometime down the road. He looks fantastic. Dvorak, 27 points in 25 games. Phil Kessel still quietly putting up points, 17 points in 25 games. Nick Schmaltz doing what he normally does, right around the 50-point mark, somewhere around there. And Jordan Osterley is having a really good year, 11 points in 25 games, 1 power play goal. Christian Dvorak has 7 power play goals, and Chikrin has 7 power play goals. Most of their goals scored on the power play. Brassard, yeah, it starts to go down from there. Ekman Larson quietly has 11 assists in 15 games. Not too bad. CL has Avs 4-2. You got the Wild. Oh, yeah, right. I put it in the wrong place, buddy. What's your Coyotes Avalanche? Okay, Wild. Cody. Is it Cody or Colby? Has Wild. I think it's Cody. Wild 2-1. You have the same as me, buddy. Phil the Soda Man. Jacket. You're in, Jacket. Okay, good. You have Vegas 2-1. Jacket has Vegas 2-1. I still got the Senators and Oilers and Coyotes and Avalanche for whoever is popping in here late. Pitlick started out well. He's come down 8 points. Anybody else spectacular here? Demir is only... Anybody who hasn't got points? Christian Fisher only has 1 point in 21 games. So we'll go to... Who is that? It's Avalanche. That's right, Avalanche. Jacket, Edmonton 3-2. Oilers 3-2. We have now 3-2 Oilers. The leading scorer for the Avalanche is Rantanen at 25 points, but because he's played more games. McKinnon has 22 in 19 games. Nazem Kadri has 18 points in 23 games. Avs 3-2. Jacket has Avs 3-2. Did I miss anybody on the Avs? CL has 4-2. Nobody yet. Samuel Girard putting up huge numbers, 18 points in 21 games. Just crushing it. Landeskog, he's losing a little bit every year. Not really a number one left winger. John from Off the Wall Hockey says that all the time. Burakovsky has 14 points in 20 games, but he makes so many defensive issues. He has so many defensive issues. I could see him end up going to Seattle. next year because they're going to need a scorer. I have a feeling he's going to be left off, or they'll try to trade him, but more likely they'll keep him just for some goal scoring in the playoffs. Dunskoy, 13 points. Makar, before he got injured, had 14 points in 15 games. Devon Taves has 11 points in 20 games, crushing it. Nichushkin's another guy that could end up in Seattle, and that's a guy I would take. If you give him more of a chance to score, he can score. He just plays he plays on the fourth line most of the time, and second power play unit, so he doesn't get much of a chance with Colorado. So that would be interesting if they did that. Well, you got 2 more games. I thought I would do that because that would be fun. Okay, now we got Kings versus Ducks. And we're missing Hockey News reports now all of a sudden, too. And I'll go down here. Kings versus Ducks. Last I saw, this hadn't been confirmed who was in net here. Still no confirmation. Projected Calvin Peterson for the Kings and John Gibson for the Ducks. As far as injuries are concerned, I know that both Lindholm and Manson are out for the Ducks. 2 of their best defensemen. That's tough. That's tough. But LA's been on the road forever. This is a very tough one to pick because LA's been on the road forever. Anaheim is really beat up. Both teams are probably going to be sucking wind on this game, I would think. Josh Manson, Troy Terry is out. Sonny Milano, Max Jones, Hampus Lindholm, all out for Anaheim. I don't believe LA has that many significant injuries. Tobias Bjornford is out tonight, and that's a tough one. Jonathan Quick is hurt, which shouldn't be a problem. Last game they played, both Peterson and Gibson crapped the bed, and you couldn't even tell who was a better team. Basically, it was just shoot on the net, and you're probably going to score. I can't see that happening again this game, though. So, did I pick my Coyotes one? No, I didn't. I'm going to take... With McKinnon in, I'm going to take the Avalanche 3-1. Avalanche 3-1. So who do we got for LA Kings versus Ducks? What do we got for Kings versus Ducks? We don't have anybody in here, so while you're doing that, I'll look up their stats. I'll give you some stats. LA Kings. LA Kings 3-0. Jacket. Kings 3-0. Kopitar has 30 points in 24 games. I didn't even know that. Wow, what a great year he's having for an old guy. Drew Doughty's also doing well, 21 points in 24 games. Nobody's talking about him for the Norris. It is to assume he's old and they kind of forget about him now. But man, he's crushing it. So is Dustin Brown. 19 points in 24 games. On an 82 schedule, Brown is on a 40-goal pace. Woo! Adrian Kempe, 17 points in 24 games. Lately, they've fallen off, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they've just been on the road for a long time. Iafallo has 15 points in 24 games with 5 goals. Jeff Carter, 13 points in 24 games. About all you can ask for an old guy like that now. at this stage of his career. Athanasiou, when he's in the lineup, has been doing very well. 10 points in only 16 games, 5 goals. Not too bad. And then nothing really much to write home about. Although Jarrett Dolan Anderson Dolan, before he got injured, had 5 points in 6 games, and I really liked what I saw from him. He was looking really good. As far as Anaheim, not a very offensive team, but we'll go through it anyways. Maxime Comtois is their leading scorer with 19 points in 26 games. Raquel also has 19 points. Raquel would be somebody, if you could pick him up at the deadline, would be a pretty good idea. I don't know. It doesn't sound like they want anything to do with trading him, though. Cam Fowler has got 13 points in 26 games. Silverberg, then it goes down from there. Getzlaf only has 11 points in 24 games. Each might be looking towards retirement soon, I would think. Or at the very least, just taking $1 million contracts for the next how long he wants to stay there. Maybe try to find maybe, I don't know, is he gonna retire in Anaheim? Hard to say. It's easy to say you want to, and then you realize, I haven't won a cup, and he probably really has to think about it. Shattenkirk, 10 points in 26 games. Somebody's going to probably take a chance on him for some scoring for some defensive depth at the deadline, I would think. Sam Steele, still, that's kind of what I always thought about Sam Steele. He's got 8 points. I never really thought of him as a top-line guy. So, yeah. And then Isaac Lunderstrom has just gone on a scoring streak where it's like 4 goals in 6 games. Doubt he'll be able to hold that up. And Danton Heinen, 6 points in 19 games, and I guess he drives everybody crazy because they're already talking about trading him in Anaheim after picking him up from Boston last year. We only have one person going to put something in for the Kings and Ducks. We still have one more game to do after this. So, Jack, you and I, since it seems like we're the only ones in here at the moment, we can talk about picks tonight. Tough card tonight. I think that's why people have vacated today. Tough card tonight. I think. Oh, CL. Okay, CL. CL has Ducks 5-2. Wow. You can put it in for, okay, you still got Coyotes Avalanche to put in for Hockey News Reports. You still have Coyotes and Kings versus Ducks. Four, 3 Coyotes. Wow. Yeah, Zegras scored tonight. I don't know. He's looking not bad, but he is looking like a kid for sure. No doubt about that. He's not quite ready for prime time yet. It would be cool to see him score. I'll be watching the game tonight for sure. Talking about games, by the way, I'm going to be on with John from Off the Wall Hockey tomorrow night. We're going to be doing is it Washington Rangers game? Is that who's playing tomorrow night? Who's playing tomorrow night? What game am I doing? I'm going to be live with him tomorrow night. Rangers Bruins. I'll be doing the Rangers Bruins with them tomorrow night. 7-6 Kings. Hockey News Reports keeping it interesting. King 7-6. Yeah, he's very busy. We're going to do some streams next week. We were supposed to do one last Saturday, but he had some personal issues come up, so we weren't able to do it. Okay, hot take. I got it. Marked it down there. Hot take. So finally, Vancouver are the Canucks versus Canadians. I can just imagine what this will be from our friend Hockey News Reports. Canucks versus Canadians. So let's go look at some of. I'm pretty sure there's no goaltender here for this yet. Oh, they have. Carey Price and Demko are confirmed. Yeah, you need a point. You need to just put in a score. I know you're going to take the Habs. Carey Price is in. Demko is in. Peterson, I'm pretty sure, is still out for Vancouver. Pretty sure. Yeah, Peterson's out still. Tyler Mott's injured. Not that big of a deal. Montreal, I don't think, has any injuries still. No injuries. Montreal has played quite a bit on the road now, though. Montreal, they played Vancouver twice on the road. This is a back-to-back for Montreal, and they're playing Price against Vancouver, so that means they're playing Allen against Calgary. So yeah, what does everybody got for that game then? Vancouver 3-2-4 Jackets. Canucks 3-2. Yeah, I don't know why Josh Anderson doesn't come up there. Is he going to be back tonight? Yeah, I mean, that's a great line for sure. Kotkaniemi and Anderson. I still think, and I've always thought, that they need to get... I still think, and I've always thought, they need to get... more veteran center there than Kotkaniemi. But it was a great line, yeah, for sure. CL has 4-1 halves. That's scaring me. Because CL's usually pretty darn close. Who else do we got? No Rickett came in today. Rickett's too busy. Should the Habs? That's a tough call. I think they'll want to, but I think you're right. I think they probably won't be able to afford him. Is he an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year? I don't know. I don't know how much he's going to get, because you remember it's COVID, and he hasn't put up huge numbers. I might as well look up stats while I'm here. You know what the stats are for Montreal. You're probably looking at them every day. Montreal Canadiens get stats. Joel Armia is 9 points in 17 games. Yeah, he's been injured a lot though. Hard to say what he. That's really hard to say. I'm kind of on the. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Yeah, I just don't know if that's going to warrant over $2 million in the NHL right now. Uh, because of just there's so little cap room. Uh, you may find he might just sign for $2 million again in Montreal. Maybe if he really likes it there, it's possible because I don't know if he'll get much more somewhere else. The thing that may screw them up though is he's a guy that Seattle would be looking at quite a bit. Who did you take Hockey News reports for this game? Yeah, well, we're only going to be on for 3 minutes. Just tell me what your score is for Montreal. Three two halves. Okay, I guess we're on our way then. That's our full 42%, boys and girls. We'll have a bigger party tomorrow, I'm sure. Not too many games on the card tonight, so thanks for coming in. You guys are amazing. I'll be back 3 to 5 with the Pearlo show. Be watching for that video tonight. It's pretty cool. We're gonna do a trade deadline trade for the northern teams, and it was like 4 of us. John from Off the Wall Hockey, Sports Fanatic News. Don't forget to go check his stuff out if you like all sports, especially. He's got some great stuff over there. Joe wasn't on though. Peyton on the radio. Check out his channel. Of course, Steel from Steel Flyers, and me. I might be doing a stream on Saturday night. I'll have to let you know there, buddy. Okay, guys, that's my full 42. Have a great day. Lots of love to you. Okay, bye.